Hello and welcome to Pete and Steve's Lazy Podcast, episode 6. I'm Pete.
And I'm Steve.
And welcome to our show. Today we have new films like Arrival, Doctor Strange, The Accountant and Jack Reacher. Loads of, well, not many trailers, a handful of trailers we can bang on about. We're going to talk about some TV, like Westworld, bit of Walking Dead, try not to spoil anything for anyone. We got a Netflix pick on a bit of a horror tip after Halloween. And we've got a very greasy hidden gem to talk about. And Hit or Shit this week, starring Ben Affleck, who some people like, some people don't. We will see later on in the show. But first, we will talk about some new films. A film that we went and saw last night was Arrival. Steve, what did you reckon of Arrival?
I really enjoyed it. Real solid little science fiction film. Like, you know, how would humanity understand aliens if they suddenly arrived on the planet Earth? And how would humanity act? You know, how would it change our society and everything? So
Yeah.
it's a really interesting film.
Let's get one thing straight. It is quite a cerebral film, and it's quite sort of slow, involving. Not like the trailer making it out like it's some all guns blazing, crazy, like aliens coming down. It is no Independence Day, put it that way. It's a very cerebral, slow-moving film, very involving film, very emotional film. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Same here. I didn't quite buy the ending, but in the meantime, I thought you were on the edge of your seat. It was very involving. Especially the scenes with the aliens, they were superbly done.
Very, very good, isn't it? So, completely different as well. You know, like in all these films these days, all the aliens generally look the same. This was completely different, you know, something quite special, I thought.
Yeah, these
very,
aliens were very alien.
Yeah, exactly. Great director as well, Denis Villeneuve. Directed Prisoners, the absolutely fantastically awesome Sicario. And obviously he's just started filming the new Blade Runner, so very excited for that. Another dip into science fiction for him. Some very good people in it as well. You've got Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, who I always think is quite a bland sort of actor. I'm not a fan of Jeremy Renner, to be honest with you. And Forrest Whitaker.
Who's always good.
Yeah, Oscar-winning Forrest Whitaker. He's a fantastic actor. I think he's brilliant. And yeah, obviously don't want to give too much away. Obviously, you know, what you see in the trailer is generally what you get, apart from the fact it's slow and involving, you know. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, so we've got that. So I don't know. I'm going to give it 4 stars.
Same here, 4 stars. Real solid, entertaining film.
Yeah, quality stuff. Then obviously last week we went and saw Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and we saw it in 2D.
2D, yeah, didn't
Not
see the 3D.
3D.
Although some people of my friends who have actually seen it in 3D said the 3D was very, very good. So we might actually rock back to the cinema and see what the 3D's like. So obviously, was it Benedict Cumberbatch as the pivotal Doctor Strange? Got Chiwetel Ejiofor, and one of my favourite actors, Mads Mikkelsen, as the baddie. And the one thing I really loved about this film was the fact that it had a proper baddie. It was a baddie that had a mission and was just getting on with it. Doing it. Whereas obviously in a lot of these films, talk about it, This guy, no, I've got a mission and I'm just doing it. And it's up to them to stop him.
Yeah.
Great.
I have to admit, you know, I wasn't really looking forward to this movie. I'm not a big fan of the character.
You said it was going to be a massive flop.
I
Marvel's first flop.
Hands up, I did prejudge this a little bit.
And
so I went in expecting it to be
and it
mediocre.
only took 140 million quid in its first
we all
weekend.
make mistakes. And no, I ended up really enjoying it. It's a real solid little movie.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Director, was it Scott Derrickson? Hasn't really done that much. Obviously, he's only sort of famous really for Sinister, which was actually a very decent little horror movie. I actually quite enjoyed it. But yeah, it came a bit out of the blue, this one, I think. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, worth going to see.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, if we see it in 3D, we will report whether the 3D is actually any good or not. But like I said, a few friends have gone and seen it in 3D and thought it was very decent. So, well worth a shout. I'm going to give it another 4 stars. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm going to give it 3. I thought it was good, not
3? You
great.
just said how good it was.
It's good, not great.
Really?
Yes.
Oh dear, Steve. Harsh, I think.
Go on.
I think you're very harsh on that. Because I would have said it was one of the better Marvel movies.
I'd put it
Especially
on the
of late
same
as
sort
well.
of level as Ant-Man, really.
Nah, Ant-Man was...
Entertaining, but nothing that special.
Ant-Man was decent. I enjoyed Ant-Man, but I enjoyed Doctor Strange a hell of a lot more. I thought it was a lot more exciting. There was only one bit that I didn't like, which I'm not going to tell people. There's a bit where it all built up to a really great crescendo, and they kind of spoiled it by being a bit jokey. And I thought, nah, I actually was really like, yeah, come on, Doctor... Oh, it's actually just a fun bit. And I was a bit disappointed, but... Yeah, but that was the only bit that I thought was like, oh, dropped the ball there a little bit. But yeah, I think you've been a bit harsh giving it only 3. I thought it was up there.
I have to agree to disagree.
I thought it was up there with some of the better Marvel films.
I thought it was up there with Ant-Man.
Down there with Ant-Man, I like. Right, and okay, another film we went and saw, The Accountant. Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, J.K. Simmons, the very good John Bernthal, who's, Marvel's Punisher, going back on that. He's excellent. And directed by Gavin O'Connor, who did The Excellent Warrior, if you haven't seen that. So it's a great film. What do you think of this, Steve?
I really, really liked it. Don't get me wrong, it's not an action movie.
It is.
It's more thriller, I think.
No, there's tons of action in it, though.
There is a little bit of action. Okay, yeah, there's quite a bit of action in it.
Yeah.
But I found it more of a thriller
Yeah, I know
than
what
an
you mean.
action movie. And I really liked it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The plot kind of stays with you, actually. You know, more than you would expect.
I think it's because they dealt with the autism part very well. Because obviously Ben Affleck's autistic in the film. And I think they dealt with it quite well. Obviously Ben Affleck deals with his autism by shooting people in the face. You know, so that's how he deals with it. But then it shows another side of autism where he struggles to cope with not finishing things. Like a jigsaw puzzle. Or then obviously later on in life, you know, someone's accounts.
Yeah, and he finds it hard to relate to people.
Yeah.
And that comes across in the
Yeah,
movie.
it does, very much. I thought Ben Affleck actually was very good. He can be quite ropey in films.
Yeah.
But I thought he was very, very good in this. Stood up very well.
The action scenes were very, very well done.
Very well done, yeah. Excellent.
And it's well worth getting to say. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I was surprised, actually. I thought it would be okay, you know, but then obviously sitting down, watching it and thoroughly enjoyed it, really sort of kept me gripped all the way along. You never know which sort of path it's going to snake through and everything, so I thought it was very, very good. Obviously, great actors in it and everything. You know, Anna Kendrick's always very watchable. Love J.K. Simmons. Gotta love J.K. Simmons, that guy's a legend. And, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought it was brilliant. Really, really great. I'm going to give it a really good, strong 4 stars.
Same here, 4. Go and see this movie.
Definitely, definitely. And then we've got the sequel to Jack Reacher. Jack Reacher. Never Go Back.
Yeah, I mean, we all heard about this movie. You know, the first one wasn't a great hit. I personally thought it was excellent, the film.
I thought it was brilliant.
But
yeah.
in America, it didn't do quite as well. But
decent money.
It did
Decent.
do brilliantly. I mean, it was all very much, are they going to do a sequel or aren't they? But because it was such a huge hit in China and Europe,
Yeah.
they decided to go forward with the sequel. And I must admit, I was disappointed with this movie.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was okay, but I love the first one. I thought the first one was a little bit special. The
Very
action done was
clever,
very well
yeah.
done. It was very well written and tight. This one, I don't know, it played like one of those action movies from the 1990s.
Well, it's like I said to you when we walked out the cinema, is that you could have taken Tom Cruise out of the lead role, put Jason Statham in, and it would have been a really good, solid 3-star Jason Statham film. Bit of a ropey story, didn't really go very far, but some good action scenes along the way. But again, it was a Statham movie with no one else in it that you'd recognise. Maybe the odd person you'd recognise from something you might have seen on telly once. But instead, obviously taking Tom Cruise as the lead role, I thought it was a poor Tom Cruise film. Tom Cruise films you always expect good quality, great roles, good acting, good support. I think the support was poor. I thought the interplay with Kobe Smulders It was
Wasn't
weak.
there?
It was
Yeah.
really weak. Couldn't see a spark there at all. It was really generic. The stroppy teenager. Oh no, I've never seen that before. Wow, stroppy teenager, everybody. I thought it was poor. I didn't like this film at all, to be honest. I was bored. I was absolutely bored by this film, which annoyed me because I loved the first one so much.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, change the director to Ed Zwick.
Ed Zwick is quality director though, Steve. He's
Yeah,
a
but
quality
He
director.
wasn't a quality director in this. He
No,
was a
but
take the check and run off director in
yeah,
this.
no, but I don't think it's that. I think it's more that it was constrained by probably quite a weak script. It's a boring film. Not much happens in this film, and I think even at the end you're like, oh, is that it?
Yeah, I mean, you just
Oh, and
really...
he catches them because he turns up at a place conveniently, and they conveniently have the stuff there that they're going to catch him
Yeah, I must
with.
admit, you do
Oh?
think that, considering they struggled to get this sequel made, they would have put a little bit of effort into the script,
Yeah,
and you think the script was kind of there, but you think it could have done with a rewrite just to tighten it up and make it a little bit more special, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm afraid the film is mediocre.
Yeah, very mediocre. Like we were saying with Ed Zwick, directed The Last Samurai. That's a top quality film. Love that film. Glory, what a brilliant
Superb
movie
film.
that is. Absolutely brilliant. Legends of the Fall. I know you're not much of a fan of that one. I love Legends of the Fall. It's classic.
Courage Under Fire.
Courage Under Fire is great. Blood Diamond, Leonardo
Excellent.
DiCaprio is actually a very good film. So he is a good top quality director. But when you look at those films, they're very well written, very well produced, very well put together. This Jack Reacher film seemed like it was done. It felt like it was done on the cheap. It felt a really cheap movie. But from what I understand, it cost something like about 60-70 million quid to make. Like, where? Well, Tom Cruise probably took 3/4 of that, you know what I mean? It's like, where's the money been spent? But it did surprise me that there wasn't any quality supporting roles in this film.
It looks like they saved the money on the supporting
Exactly.
cast.
Whereas you look at Jack Reacher 1, had Rosamund Pike, Richard Jenkins, David Oyelowo, and even like down to Robert Duvall, Jai Courtney, and even Werner Herzog as the bad guy in it, who's absolutely unhinged.
Although the one
Brilliant.
good thing about this movie, I thought the bad guy was good.
No, not really.
I thought he was.
No, it's really generic. It's just everything about this film is just so generic.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I
It's-
think both of us were so disappointed.
It's a shame
by this film.
because Tom Cruise is a good Jack Reacher. I know he hasn't got the height,
Yeah,
but
no,
I think
it's always that.
he's got the mannerisms and everything.
Yeah, it's got the screen presence
Yeah.
for it, I think.
So I thought that's a good thing. It's just shame they made a mediocre movie out of it.
Yeah,
And when it comes to the books, I think they picked the wrong story. Never Go Back is, in my opinion, one of the weakest stories.
yeah,
in
I've
the Jack
not read it,
Reacher
but I
series.
have read that since. A lot of people saying that, this isn't one of the better books, which again seems a bit strange that, after the first one didn't do that great, they should choose a mediocre storyline to make a sequel and,
Yeah.
plough a load of money into.
Give this
It just
a
seems
miss.
a bit weird.
Watch the first film again.
Definitely. I'm going to give this 2 stars, albeit I'm toying with giving it 1. But obviously I reserve 1 for like absolute pieces of crap. And this wasn't a piece
I'm going
of
to
crap.
give
it
this
was
2
just
as
boring.
well. Considering you've got The Arrival, Doctor Strange and The Accountant to see,
There's
give this one a
There's
miss.
plenty of quality films out there to go and see at the moment, so definitely go and see those other 3 and not Jack Reacher. You never know, you might enjoy it. If you like bland, generic
Lazy
Lazy
afternoon.
movies, you'll probably love this film, but that's the way it goes. Right, let's have a chat about some trailers. Been a few interesting trailers out and about. One that I found very interesting was Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I mean, not exactly DC's strongest character, but this kind of interesting setting, World War One.
Yeah.
Killing Germans.
Yeah, it's always good.
Always
Unless
good.
you're German, of course.
Well, yeah. But you know, it looks interesting. I'm going to withhold judgment a little bit, and I'm interested to see where they're going.
Yeah, I definitely like Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I think she's really good. Obviously, she's extremely sexy and slick, and looks like she could beat you up. So, which is always good for a Wonder Woman character and everything there. But I'm quite excited for this actually. I wasn't too bothered, but then watching the new trailer and everything, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I could go with that. It looked really decent. So, yeah, so we'll see that. It's out next year, I think. So we'll see it then. Then you got Triple X, the return of Xander Cage. Why? Why have we got the return of Xander
I don't
Cage?
know.
Who cares?
Yeah,
It looks so bad.
well, it's like, I don't know, it's like everything wrong with movies today. It's like, wow, look at these fantastic stunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all CGI. So why the hell does it
yeah.
even matter? It's nothing to get
What's
excited
the point?
about. It's like, you know, it's just boring.
Yeah, I'm not fussed about this. Obviously, the first Triple X was all right. And then I think they did one with Ice Cube, didn't they? Which was awful. And yeah, it's just looks rubbish. I'm sorry, I'm just not fussed for this whatsoever.
Yeah, not interested at all.
One thing I am excited for is Trainspotting 2. Now that's a sequel I could get with. Trainspotting is one of my all-time favourite films of all time. An absolute genius film. Love it.
I agree. The first one's great, but as Jack Reacher would say, never go back. And you know, I'm withholding judgment a little bit.
But it is directed by Danny Boyle. So,
Yeah,
you know,
excellent
and
director.
the guy just makes films from out of nowhere. You know, it's like Slumdog Millionaire. You look, oh Christ, what's that piece of crap? And you go and watch it, and it's genius, and it's brilliant, and it's so well directed and put together. You know, the guy is one of the national treasures of the British film industry. He's fantastic.
True.
And so for me, albeit there was a couple of bits in the trailer, I'm like, oh, no, you know, where they're kind of like copying bits from the old one in the new one, and they're older, and it's like, oh, I hope there's not much of that in there. So, you know, nods to the first one. So we will see, but obviously I'm excited for that because obviously, you know, that's an iconic film.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of series and that where you've had an excellent series and then, you know, 8 years later they've done like a special and gone back to it, and it's kind of gone, why?
Yeah, it doesn't
just
really
because they
work.
can.
Yeah.
And it's been like really poor. So I'm hope, you know, Danny Boyle, you know,
Yeah.
let's wait and see.
Yeah, so we'll see about that one. Again, that's next year, I think, as well. Well, we've got Assassin's Creed. There was a new trailer out the other day. We saw the cinema for that. I don't know. I'm actually quite excited for this. I think it could be pretty decent.
I must admit, I was a bit like nonplussed about this. You know, oh great, another 100% CGI movie all done on a blue screen set. But I must admit, the new trailer made it seem. Yeah,
But I
special.
think from what I gather, just seeing a few things on YouTube, they've actually done a lot of the stunts for real, but obviously then used green screen to recreate the 14th century or whatever it's set in and stuff like that. So the dive that they do, which is Assassin's Creed's famous for, someone actually did do that. And obviously they'll then grease screen him into the actual film. So whether that will look half decent or not, I'm not so sure. But, you know, it's got its interesting director, Justin Kurzel, who did Snowtown, that very strange Australian movie we saw, where the brothers started having sex halfway through and rape and
oh yeah, I didn't
killing
like that
and
film.
stuff. That was mental. If you watch it, Snowtown is really worth a watch. It's a strange, crazy
In your
Australian film,
opinion?
and it is based on a true story as well. It's a really interesting film, and just did Macbeth with Fassbender as well. So could be an interesting film. Something maybe a little bit different. Fassbender always tends to associate himself with very good directors and very good films.
Yeah, I'm
so
definitely going to go and see this one, but it remains to be seen whether it'll be
we
better.
will see. And then we've got Logan. I can't remember if we talked about this last week or not, but there is a new trailer out, a full trailer, well, sort of more a full teaser trailer for Logan, the new Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman.
Well, I mean, you know what it is. We both kind of get excited for every Wolverine film,
Yeah.
And they always tend to be really,
Well,
really
it let you down
poor.
big time.
I mean, Wolverine Ninjas on the last one
Yeah, drop the ball.
dropped the ball big time.
And
It was really
unfortunately,
poor.
with this one, they're using the same director.
Yeah,
It's
I mean-
like, why would you do that when you're trying to make an R-rated, high-action,
Mark-
violent movie,
This-
and they get some lame action director?
Yeah,
to
this
make
seems
it.
to be one
Oh.
of the series that they got wrong.
Yeah, totally.
They do seem to try and do it on the cheap a little bit, I think, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't really work very well. It's a shame because Wolverine, as a
Great.
character, is a great character.
Yeah, great character.
But they seem
and
to
Hugh
drop the ball.
Jackman. Hugh Jackman plays him brilliantly as well. You know, some of the best cameos in the X-Men films is Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. You're like, hey, you know, brilliant. But the films are just, not very good. We've got a horror movie, sort of horror thriller sort of thing called Get Out, which looked very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. All about a black guy who's with a girlfriend, white girlfriend. She takes him out to the Hamptons sort of thing to visit the family, and all then goes start a bit strange.
Yeah, so like everyone's been
Someone's
hypnotised.
been hypnotised, and it's like some cult thing going
mean,
on or something. Looked
it has
crazy.
the potential to be quite interesting, I think.
I thought it looked crazy good.
Yeah.
I thought it looked really interesting.
But I don't know, I'm a bit like black and white about this. It's got the potential to be really good and the potential to be pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh, talking about pretty bad, then there's the last one we've watched, which today actually was Renegades.
What? This film looks awesome!
It looks so bad, it's unbelievable.
This is basically a remake of Kelly's Heroes.
Albeit though it's not an official remake of
set
Kelly's
in
Heroes.
modern day, you know, Nazi gold, rogue army squad, you know, set in the Balkans.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, okay, it does look a bit rubbish.
It looks
But-
shit.
I am kind of looking forward to it.
But then it looks like the Expendables, but without anyone of any note in it.
Yeah, but that means they put all the money into the film.
No, it means they've done it on the cheap, Steve, basically. From the director of Into the Storm. What a great movie that was. Woo! Rubbish. This is going to be rubbish.
I'm definitely going to go and see this one.
Of course you were. What? On telly?
Probably.
The
Download, probably.
chance of it making the cinema, this one, is pretty slim to none. You never know. You never know. Check it out, though. Obviously, all these are on YouTube to check out. So we've got a bit of TV. We haven't talked about much TV lately. We got, obviously, Westworld. Massive, big series by HBO. Had a lot of trouble when they were making it and everything, saying, you know, and obviously everyone's saying that, oh, this is going to be garbage, not going to be any good. All the production problems they've had, they had to delay it for like 6 to 8 months because of all these problems they had. And I'll tell you what, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yep, it is superb production. Just the standards are excellent. You know, I've seen worse feature films at the cinema than this series.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it really does blow your mind. The scripts are sharp, really interesting. It really does make you think.
Great acting as well. Anthony Hopkins, it just reminds you of what an absolute gem Anthony Hopkins actually is. He's brilliant in this. I love it. The last time I felt the same about a series and a similar vibe to it was Lost, where you can go to work, talk to someone about Westworld, and you come up with like 3 different things between you. And you're like, oh right, I didn't really realise that. And like you turn around and say something to them and they're like, oh really? I didn't think that. I thought they were a robot. No, they're not a robot, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, there's lots and lots of theories on this series.
total theories, yeah. If you run over the internet and everything, there's like the craziest theories you'll ever hear in the history of television and everything. But the cool thing is they keep drip feeding you the story, drip, you know,
And
expand this
And they
little
keep
bit.
you on your toes as
Yeah,
well.
totally.
Slowly revealing little bits of how the park works.
Yep. I thought it was so far what I've seen has been superb. I think it's been absolutely superb. So every time it comes on, can't wait to sit down and watch it. Even watched a couple of episodes 2 or 3 times because you know you kind of miss things and you're not too sure what happens. Watching it again, you might get something, and yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. Can't wait for the next episode to turn up. So definitely a massive thumbs up from us. You've got to start watching Westworld on Sky Atlantic.
Well worth it.
Yeah. Also, then we've got Black Mirror. Netflix has just released a third season. Obviously, the first season was like just 3 sort of shorts by shorts. I mean, sort of hour-long episodes. Season 2, I think, was like 4 episodes. And
They're
now
all on
season
Channel
3, yeah, all sort of Channel 4. And now Netflix has picked it up or brought it, and it's still all done by Charlie Brooker, who's very intelligent, very good comedian. And this new run, season 3, is over 6 episodes. Most of them again are around the hour mark. I think one of them is a little bit longer. But we've watched most of them, not all of them.
Yeah, I've seen the first 5.
Yeah, me too. I thought so far it's been really good. There's been a couple of ones where I've been a bit like, well, I've kind of seen it before. It kind of felt a little bit tired because I've seen it before in other films and TV and stuff like that.
It's all done so well, it really does drag you in.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very well written, most of them.
And some of them can be quite disturbing. You know, how you think the future might turn out in a bad way.
Yeah, no, that's it. So they are sort of like future shocks. And that's how a lot of people see him. Like, there's one with, it's a lot about the power of VR and stuff like that, which obviously VR is very hot at the moment.
Yeah, there's one about how bad social media could get.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's very, very good. It's not for everyone, I don't think. It kind of reminds me a little bit sometimes of Tales of the Unexpected. If you remember that back in the day.
Love that, yeah.
So,
It scared the pants of me when I was a kid.
Exactly, yeah. So, it reminds me a little bit of that. So, it's some people really like it, some people go, oh, it's a bit sort of silly. So, for me, I thoroughly enjoy it. What about you, Steve?
Yep, definitely. See this. If you're into science fiction, see this series. It's very, very well done.
Right, we can't go past and not talk about The Walking Dead. Now, I, for one, if I never saw an episode of The Walking Dead again, I wouldn't be that fussed. I think it's a tired format now. I think they're trying to sensationalise it as much as possible, and by sensationalising it, I think it loses a lot of the characterisation and everything. You've got characters doing stupid things just to kind of...
Out of character.
Yeah, make a storyline flow. They're kind of hooking the characters into the storylines now rather than allowing the stories to be dictated by the characters. And,
Well, we all know,
I mean,
this is probably the second biggest series in the world.
What's the first?
It's Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah, of course.
And I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead. I've read all the comics, been a big fan before they even produced the series. And to be quite honest, the first season was excellent, directed by Frank Darabont, and then they kicked him off just to save money. And I personally think that was the worst mistake they ever made.
Yep.
Because I think he had a vision for the series, which was really good. Now, don't get me wrong, I mean, some of the seasons have been excellent, and some of the episodes have been excellent.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Even the last season. But I think, for me, the end of the last season and the beginning of this season, I mean, it's been dragged out like an episode of EastEnders. It's been really poor. It's been, for me, like, really... I don't know, I mean, it's kind of schizophrenic. It's like, oh, you can see him smash a person's head to pieces for 5 minutes, but you can't...
5 minutes, more like 3/4 of an hour.
Hey, you can't say the
dragged
F word.
Yeah.
And it's kind of jarring a little bit, and it's like, oh no one swears. No one swears in Armageddon. It's all, oh, please pass the tea.
Yeah, well, please pass that person's legs, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, I hit you in the head with a baseball bat.
Oh dear, I seem to have smashed your brains in and your eyeballs popped out. Oh dear. So yeah, I'm kind of on the verge of giving up.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still watching this, but to be quite honest, they don't seem to be spending the care and attention that it deserves, and they don't seem to be having the directors that this series deserves that will make it special.
Would you say you're only watching it out of habit?
Yes.
And I think, like I said before, I think if you took it off the air, I don't think that many people would be that fussed. Because
Yeah.
I think people are just watching it out of habit now.
I think they really do need to up the ante and do something special. I think they really do need to get some really quality people in to turn it around. I mean, you can see what they've done. You know, you get quality people in and you get something like Westworld.
Yeah, absolutely.
You start having maybe not so good directors. You start getting the last few episodes
Well, I think
of
it's run
last
its
season
course.
and this season
Yeah.
of The Walking Dead.
I think it's run its course. Obviously, Westworld's different because obviously it's fresh, it's new. Whereas I think Walking Dead is like
Yeah, but the
stale.
comic isn't. You know, the comic is always coming up with fresh ideas. It's always moving the storyline
Or
along.
like pet tigers and stuff.
It's never that tired, in my opinion. But The Walking Dead, the series, they don't seem to be able to translate it as
Yeah.
well. It's a real shame.
So, if you're still watching Walking Dead, good luck to you, basically. So, you'll just be watching episodes of Rick shake and sweat and have greasy hair. So, brilliant. Sounds awesome. I'm sure they'll probably dedicate a whole episode to it. Right, so, we've got a Netflix pick this week. Obviously, we've just come out of Halloween, so let's go for a nice little nasty horror movie to keep your juices flowing after Halloween. And my pick this week is 30 Days of Night, starring Josh Hartnett and Melissa George. I loved it. I love this film. When I went and saw it at the cinema, first of all, I loved it. I know you weren't so keen.
I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't that keen. But I watched it again, you know, recently on TV.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The whole style it's done,
Yeah.
it's quite a nasty
It's
little
bleak,
film.
really bleak.
And, you know, and I really loved it.
Yeah, I think it's a great film. Directed by David Slade, who did Hard Candy, another very good film. He's directed a bit of Twilight along the way. And it's a shame, he's mainly been doing TV, although he did Hannibal, which we enjoyed as well, albeit a bit sort of slow
up and down,
ponderous.
up and down.
But again, it's got a lovely feel to it now, it's beautifully made. And like I say, 30 Days is fantastic. It's basically about an Alaskan town that's attacked by a gang of vampires. And that's all you need to know, really. That's all you need to know. It's based on a comic book by Steve Niles, a very well-received comic book, and a very good comic book as well. So if you want to sort of tuck yourself up on one of these winter nights and see a very, very good horror movie, watch 30 Days a Night. It is superb. I love this film.
I agree.
Right, and we've got our greasy hidden gem, and our hidden gem this week is The Greasy Strangler.
Yep, this is a weird movie.
Crazy film.
It has lots of nudity, so if you're easily offended, don't watch this movie. It has the most mental soundtrack you've heard in a long while, which once you've heard, you can't unhear.
Yeah. Forget the Tron soundtrack, forget the Mad Max soundtrack, Drive. Greasy Strangler is where it's at.
Yeah, go to YouTube
crazy.
and enter in Greasy Strangler, Fizzy Bath, and you'll never get the tune out your head.
It is mental, and the thing is though, it is quite a sort of cheap little movie and everything, and it's as if Napoleon Dynamite was directed by David Lynch. That's how weird and crazy this film is, but it's so quotable. It's mental. There's so many quotes in there. It's like, you know, it's like, that's not right. It's not greasy enough.
I need more grease.
There's just so many brilliant bits in this, and you will end up quoting this film to people, and no one will have a damn idea.
I think this is a bit of a Marmite movie. You either love it or hate it.
Some people watch this and think it's absolute garbage, but we watched it and thought it was genius. Absolute genius. So if you get a chance to see The Greasy Strangler, watch it. I'm sure it will probably be on video demand somewhere. It is out on DVD and Blu-ray at the moment, so I wouldn't suggest you went out and brought it, because if you think it's shit, you'll hate us for it.
Yeah.
But if you
treat
like,
yourself to the Blu-ray for that extra detail.
yeah, the extra grease. You can see the grease, the special greasy edition. So yeah, if you get a chance, watch The Greasy Strangler and let us know what you think. We'll be very interested to find out what people think of The Greasy Strangler. Right, Now to everybody's favourite bit of the show, it's Hit or Shit. This week starring Ben Affleck. Now, a lot of people absolutely hate Ben Affleck for some reason. Your mate Paul hates Ben Affleck.
And I think he's great.
And I think he's alright.
I think he's really developed as an actor.
Has his moments, still has his moments. He can be really terrible, he can be really good. I think he's really good when he's quite nasty. But, you know, I think when he's trying to be charming, it just all falls away.
Yeah.
Right, so, let's go. Mallrats.
Shit.
Hit!
Don't like
Say
it.
Mallrats is
No,
shit,
I
it's
don't like
awesome. Chasing Amy.
Hit is absolutely superb.
I think it's one of his best ever roles. He actually acts in this film. Although he is acted off the screen by Jason Lee, who is not really much of an actor. And he's brilliant in that film. Armageddon.
Shit.
Oh, no way! Armageddon is awesome!
No, it isn't.
Oh, no way! Armageddon is one of the best disaster films ever.
What was the other one released the
Love
same
it.
year, the Meteor one?
Deep Impact.
See, Deep Impact is such a better movie.
No.
Armageddon is just the
fun.
MTV version.
Nah, it's fun movie. Pearl Harbor.
Shit.
I'm going to say shit
Yeah, it's
with that
pretty
as well.
messy.
It's all
Although
over
the
place.
attack on Pearl Harbor is stunning.
It's superbly made, that
It's just
bit.
the rest. The other like 2 hours of rubbish.
3 hours. Awful. Changing Lanes.
Hit.
Oh, it's a hit.
I really like
Hit
it.
for me. I think that's a great film. Again, because he's a loser little bastard in it,
Yeah.
and it really works.
Bad Day at the Office.
Yeah, exactly. Daredevil.
Shit.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'll say it's shit, and he
Real
is
missed
awful.
opportunity.
Awful in that film as well. The Town.
Hit.
Hit. Massive hit. I think The
Yeah,
Town
real
is
great
fantastic.
Little thriller.
Yeah, if you get a chance to see The Town, watch it. It's brilliant. Runner. It's the one with Justin Timberlake where they go to the Cayman Islands and all that stuff.
Shit.
I'd
That's
say
pretty
shit.
mediocre.
It's a
You
bit
can
boring.
give it a miss.
Yeah, it's a bit boring that. Good Will Hunting.
Hit.
Hit. Massive. It's one of my
Massive.
favourite films. Love Good Will Hunting. I've seen it so many times. Brilliant. Reindeer Games.
Hit.
Hit. I'd say it's a hit.
I really
I have
liked
to
it.
have to see that again, I think, soon.
It's been a long time since we've seen
Haven't
that
seen
one.
it for yonks, and I really enjoyed it when I first saw it. Boiler Room.
Shit.
It's kind of like a teenager's Wall Street.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
I seem to remember not
Vin
liking
Diesel.
it very
no,
much.
I'm going to say hit for that.
Yeah?
I really like it. Yeah, I watched it again not so long ago, and it is actually
Yeah, I
really
think I need
decent.
to rewatch that. It's been
Yeah.
quite a while.
It's good. The Sum of All Fears.
Shit.
Shit.
Pretty mediocre.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just nowhere near the heights of Hunt for Red October and
No,
all
not
that
even
lot.
close.
Patriot Games. and
Shame,
that.
really.
Yeah, love it. Paycheck.
Hit. I really,
Shit.
no, I really
God.
like it. It's one of those films that really
it's
just works for me.
terrible. John Woo is slow-mo worst. It's
I like
awful.
it. Watch it again.
No, I won't. State of Play.
Not
Russell Crowe.
hit.
I'm going
I
to
thought it was
say
okay.
shit. I thought it was a
Really?
bit boring.
I thought it was alright. I thought it was quite
I
interesting.
thought it was boring. Argo.
Hit. Absolutely worth. You know what? I think it was. It won the Oscar and it deserved it, in my opinion.
I'm going to put my hands up and say I've never seen it. I've actually never seen this film, and I
Sit.
need to sort that out, because obviously Oscar-winning film, meant to be really good. I should sort that out. Gone Girl.
Hit.
Hit. Massive
Classic.
hit. What
Yeah.
a brilliant film this is.
I really loved it.
So good. Drags you this way, that way. Brilliant film. Batman v Superman.
Hit. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I didn't really like this film at the cinema, but then I rewatched it again on TV.
And it's still shit.
And I quite enjoyed it. I I thought Ben Affleck is a
No.
really good Batman.
Messy as hell. Messy. It's all over the place, this film. Even the extended cut that's meant to make it better, no, it doesn't. It's still really messy. Action scenes are not very well directed. Loved Wonder Woman in it. Thought she was great. But no, didn't like it. How DC can get something like that so wrong, I have no idea. But
I agree it's a bit messy, but I found it generally entertaining. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't have cut 45 minutes out of it and it would have been a far better
no,
movie.
I still didn't think that would make any difference, because I think the way it was made, it was just made as like one of them films where they hoodwink all these other things into it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
by the way, did you know we're going to make a Wonder Woman film? Hey, there's Wonder Woman. Hey, do you know we're going to make like the Flash and stuff? Hey, look, there's the Flash. Oh, and oh god, it's like
Yeah, trying too
crowbarring
hard, I
thing in,
think.
yeah, crowbarring everything in as they do. And last but not least, albeit obviously Ben Affleck is a superb director, not just a half-assed actor. Gone Baby Gone.
Hit.
Hit.
Absolutely excellent thriller.
Brilliant film, starring his little brother, Casey
He's
Affleck.
a very, very good actor.
Very good. Yeah, we like Casey Affleck, so probably more than we like Ben Affleck.
Well, yeah. I like Ben Affleck.
Rightio, and there we go. That's it for episode 6 of Pete and Steve's Lazy Podcast. We'll be posting this up on YouTube as usual, as you'll probably listen to it on YouTube. So say what you think. Let us know what you think about Ben Affleck and The Greasy Strangler, amongst other
Yeah,
things.
if there's anything you want us to talk about, give us some suggestions.
Yep, all nice suggestions, please. No problem. All right. See you soon.